You guys are making the claim that the Trinity is polytheistic, and you want me to prove you wrong. So, in order for me to do that, I need to know why you think the Trinity is polytheistic.
So the reason why we say the Trinity is polytheistic because it has the same roots in the concept as every other polytheistic religion.
In what way?
Because the moment you say that there are three identities, all three identities are co-powerful, are co-equal, co-eternal, all powerful. That's the moment you make those three identities three different gods. And the way we count, just like how I mentioned with the last viewer or the last
Okay.
guest, the way we count by the persons, not by the nature. Because if I was to count by the persons, there are up on stage right now, there's obviously visually, there is Faisal, there's Fawad, there's Brother Islam, and there's me.
You don't count
We
me, bro. Dang.
well, you're not. We can't see you up on stage. We can hear you, but we can't see you up on stage. Make
I'm
sense?
here, bro. Just like you know.
I'm saying visually, my friend. I'm saying
I'm I'm
visually.
teasing.
You know what? Screw it. Why not five? Right? There are five. There are five humans here. Right?
Thank
There,
you.
there are five humans here. That one moment when you say there are five humans here, you and I, all of us, we all have the same nature. Everything, the what of me, not the who, the what, all my properties, all of my essence, Patrick, you have that same thing. My
Sure.
nature is no different than your nature. Brother Islam's nature is no different than Brother Faisal's nature. We all have the same nature. However, I am not you. You are not Faisal. Faisal is not Islam. Islam is not Fawad. We are not one another. But at the end, you would still say there are five human beings here on stage because you're counting by the persons, not by the nature. When it comes to when it comes to mythological religions, pagan religions, you count by that same method. You would see them, all their gods, all their gods have the same nature. They have one nature. However, because there's Zeus, Apollo, Hades, Poseidon, or whatever pagan religions that they follow, you would look at that and say, I'm going to count by the person, by the identity. And because I'm counting by the identity, you have many gods. You are a polytheist. Let's keep that same energy. Let's keep that same consistent flow with the Trinity. You count by the persons, not by the nature. If you were to count by the persons, you have three persons. That means you have three gods because you're counting by the persons and not by the nature, the same way you did with humans and with everyone else's religion. Don't be different, don't special plead, and be different when it comes to yours because that does not make any sense.
Okay. Everything that you said, I totally understood until you said special plead. What does that mean?
Special pleading is when you give a different exception for the same rule. I'll give you
It,
an example. I'll give you an example, okay?
yeah. Okay.
Now, I don't know if you're married, but in this is in a this is in a positive way. This is special pleading in a positive way.
Okay.
Now, if a random stranger goes up to walks up to you and hugs you, you just be like, wait, what the heck are you? Stay away from me, right?
Yeah.
But if your wife does the exact same thing, you would accept it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though
Because she's my wife.
because she's meaning you're making a special case for even though they're both cases, the people are doing the exact same thing. Your
Okay.
wife is doing the exact same thing as person number A, the stranger, but
Yeah.
because you're saying, you know what, you're making a different standard, you're making a different, okay, you're making a different exception for your wife. Make
Yeah. Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah, but
And that's
that exception makes sense though, doesn't it?
and
It's
that's
it.
and that's what special pleading is. So
But
here, because of your you're making a different case because it's your religion, rather than go with consistency and say, I'm going to count by all the same way I've been counting before. When it comes to me and my religion, I'm going to choose to be different. Why?
okay.
Because if you counted by the person, it's polytheism. But because you want to avoid polytheism, you go from counting by the person and you now count by the nature in order to say there's one God, which is completely different. Make sense?
Yes, I do. Okay, two things I want to say real quick. You use the word religion, which I do want to kind of use that backdrop because religion is just theology, right? Um, Theology, and what do you do about it? And so, okay, so with that backdrop, if is that not okay to use special pleading in your analogy though? Like if someone were to ask me why is this woman okay to hug you and why is this woman not? Like and I said, "Oh, she's my wife." If a person were to say, "Oh, that's special pleading," I would be like, "Yes, but that's true. She is my wife."
So
So
here's the
like
difference.
I just don't, I guess the foundation of my question is why is special pleading not okay in the
Well,
like
So,
you painted
in
no,
all
special pleading.
cases,
Patrick,
in
Patrick,
all in all cases,
but
in this particular discussion, we're talking about polytheism versus monotheism, all in theology. So in
Okay.
this
All
case,
right.
we're saying, you're always talking about gods,
Yeah,
in
no,
the
not God.
version.
There's only one true God.
Well, there's only one true God, but some
Yeah.
people have false gods, which is plural, right?
Okay.
so
Ooh,
In
I
like
like that.
Hindu religions and things like that. So they're all part of the field of theology, and in each other case we call them polytheism, and that's the sense in which we would say a special pleading to say for this in particular in Christianity we're going to change the counting method.
Okay,
But
so
in
how do you in
so
your because you guys
sorry,
made the
Patrick,
claim that
one second,
Islam is
Patrick.
okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's one second. In a nutshell, the reason why we can special plead when it comes to our wife and we can't special plead here is because you actually just gave the answer, by the way, to make everything like to literally illuminate everything. You
Okay.
gave the answer because
Okay.
that is the truth. You can special plead when you've already established
Okay.
something.
When it's the truth. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. We're on the same page. I like that. Okay. Good.
One second. The problem is when it comes to religion, the truth becomes subjective. And I give you a reason why.
We have different versions of God.
We have different beliefs. That means what you
Theology.
regard as the truth is not objective anymore. It's now it's subjective. When it comes to your wife, Patrick, when it comes to your wife, that is an objective thing. That is, I don't have to believe she's your wife. You can just say, "Hey, that's my wife." Okay, cool.
And
That's
I would
something that
know if you would say that's my wife, and I would know what that means, and then
exactly. I
we'd
would
be
know
on
what
the
that
same
means,
page.
and I would understand it. I mean, you know that's your wife. Your wife knows. I mean, people can tell by the wedding ring. You can prove it, verify it with the government. That is your wife. So that's not something I can disagree with. Meaning, it's not a case of something being subjective. It's an objective stance when you say this is my wife, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. 100%.
Because
I'm with you.
yeah, the difference is when it comes to religion, what you regard as the truth, William, that is subjective because
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and
I think I'm starting to see.
and that's why you cannot special plead because you're trying to figure out what is the truth. That's why
Yeah.
when it comes to Christianity, if you're using the same method, well, Patrick, if you're using the same method, the method you're using to disprove every other religion, you have to use that same method to see if your religion has the same thing too.
I'm not
Meaning,
trying to
if
disprove your religion, brother. I'm just trying to
I'm
like.
saying, no, I'm saying you said there can only be one God, right?
Yeah, and you agree,
Now,
but
no,
like, yeah.
stay with me, Patrick. Stay with me.
Okay.
The way you can say, wait a minute, Greek mythology can't be true because it's polytheistic, right?
That's one basis that I would
No, no,
say it. But yes, okay, going with you. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yes,
that's one thing.
it's
Because
polytheistic. Yes.
no matter how many positive things polytheistic religions have, at the end of the day, as long as it's polytheistic, you don't need a second reason, right?
Yes, yes, yes. But that's based
Yeah.
on how they
So,
talk about
yeah.
God. Like a lot of
Well,
that's theology, and that's isn't
so
that?
Patrick, regardless of the theology, the moment you establish that they're polytheistic, you know that can't be true. No matter what else it says, the moment it says there's more than one God, you don't need to know the second reason, the third reason. The first reason is bad enough. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say
So
they're misguided. Yeah, they got it wrong for
exactly.
sure.
Now the method you use to claim, the method you use to conclude that they are a polytheistic religion, that
Hmm.
method is the same method you use when it comes to every other religion. Meaning, wait a minute, I see 3 people or 4 people or 5 people, and they're all divine. That's 5 gods. I see this religion right here, religion number 2, has 10 different people that are divine. That's 10 gods. Okay, this religion right here, religion C, has 18 people that's divine. Well, that's 18 gods. Because why? You're counting by the persons, meaning that you're using that same methodology, that same criteria to count for
Yeah, I
if they're
agree.
politics, and that's the same one you should use for your religion.
Well, yeah,
That's
yeah. I think
the problem is
no,
when you
it's a
use
good
that
base. It's a good
you use
start.
that you use that same methodology for every other religion except your own. Because
Wait,
if
why?
you were to use that same methodology for your own religion, that religion will be seen as polytheistic too.
Well, not necessarily, because like okay, so let me understand you correctly. So you're insinuating that the Christian model of the Trinity is anachronistic to the Greek pantheon of gods?
No, that's not what I'm insinuating whatsoever. I'm saying
Because you kind of put it on me. You're like saying that
no,
if I did that,
then listen.
okay.
If you let's give an example, okay? Do you know a little bit about Greek mythology?
I know that there's a ton of them, and Zeus fought with his father Kronos, and like
Okay.
there's one who's really pretty, and Medusa.
Hey, let's not worry about it.
Yeah.
Ali, my brother, don't even talk to him about other religions. Just ask him this.
Okay,
Patrick,
well, let me do this. Okay, let me I didn't want to interrupt, but let me synthesize it down, and maybe so that way to save ourselves a lot of time. I think that going back to the special pleading thing, if you were to say like a woman walks up to you, she hugs you, and you stuff her in the face, or you tell her, get away from me. Maybe you're not, yeah, you just say, hey, get away from me. And then, okay, yeah,
Patrick.
but then you say, she's my wife. Okay, so the question is, what if I don't know what a wife is? Like what,
Patrick.
like, so who is God? I'm sorry.
Patrick,
Okay. I'm sorry.
with
Okay.
all due respect, brother, forget the special pleading. Forget all of that. We've got
No, but
limited.
it's
time with
important.
you, okay? We
It's
literally have 9 minutes with you. I don't think it's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't think
Okay.
it's important at all.
Okay.
We're just digressing. Very
Yes, we are.
simple. Okay,
Very simple.
they're 3 distinct entities.
No, they're
They
not.
are not each other. Can you please calm down and listen first before you
Okay.
answer? Is that
Sure.
okay with you?
Okay, you're saying there are
three distinct entities. They are not each other, and they are fully God. You have 3 gods. Please prove us wrong.
Okay, so you said 3 points. That's your position. 3 distinct entities. They are not each other, and they are both God. Okay. 3 distinct entities. They are not 3 distinct entities. They are one entity. You asked the previous caller. You asked. You said, "Are you talking about the what or the who?" I think that's an inappropriate question. I think when you're talking about the what, you discover the who, and the who becomes three distinct persons who exist in a relationship with one another. And the same way you have your identity, who you think you are, not in the same way, but something like. Okay, let me backtrack, because you put me on a 9-minute thing and now I'm talking fast. Okay. I'm not going to be able to prove you wrong. I am not going to be able to prove the Trinity to you. That is not a thing that a person can do.
So, Patrick, that's the problem right there. Because
go ahead.
One second.
Go ahead.
That's the problem right there. And the funny thing is,
why?
And this is why I like to use, because that's a framework that other religions is a framework of when you and I will both understand that's polytheistic. Patrick, is the Father the Son?
No.
Is the Son the Holy Spirit?
No.
Is the Holy Spirit the Father?
No.
How many natures do they have between them?
1.
Cool. Is Zeus Poseidon?
No.
No, let's give a better one. Never mind. Is Zeus Poseidon?
No.
Is Poseidon Hades?
No.
Is Hades Zeus?
No.
How many natures do they have between them?
How many people did you just list? Like 4, 3 or 4? They have 3 or 4.
How many natures?
3 or 4.
No, that's one. They all
No,
have
it's not. No, it's not because they have different wills, and a will is a part of a person's nature.
a will is a. Do they have wills?
They do have wills, but are they the same?
Yes, it is the same will. They have. I'll give you an example of that. You ready?
Isn't he saying that they are different wills?
That's the point.
The word position
Wait, no, I'm not saying.
It sounds like
No,
he's
no.
saying there's one will with
Okay,
three
wait.
persons who are enacting
And
that
that's
will. Is
where
that
we
right?
go
Okay,
back to
wait.
the last. That's where we go back to the last conversation because when
But you
say
didn't-
when you say all three of them have this, when you said the three of them don't have the same,
The three, you're talking about the Trinity now. Just so on,
yes,
because you went from Zeus.
Well, okay, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep up. I am talking to four people,
It's okay.
but I'm
So-
mostly talking to you, and it's been great.
No worries.
Thank you.
No worries. So when we talk about an essence, a nature, right? A nature is properties that make one who they are. Meaning,
Can you grant my position some kind of because now I'm on the
no,
defensive. We don't just say nature, but we also say will. We also say will.
Unfortunately,
Will
Patrick, I cannot grant your position. I cannot grant your position.
No, the will.
because- One second.
That means you don't understand it. It's the same
No.
will.
We can
Patrick,
acknowledge
Patrick, listen.
that your position is that you have an
You did.
idea that the nature also has will. So this God thing has one will, and then you're denying will to the separate persons.
Well, because in the Greek pantheon, you can see they have separate wills because they're always fighting. Zeus killed his father, Kronos.
No, but
Like-
forget the
Patrick,
Greek pantheon.
no.
I mean,
No,
you were
Okay, but-
saying,
But that's the framework you gave me. So I'm sorry. I'm working with what you gave
okay,
me.
but you
Okay.
you stated that there's one will, which therefore means each of the persons doesn't have a will, and that means
What do you mean they don't have a will? They have one will. They're within. Okay.
Right.
No,
So
but
each,
what I
each
also said.
person, think
What
what
I
I said.
also.
If
what
there's
I
three
also said-
persons, then you can't have each person having their own will, right? Because they're all sharing one will.
I would like to back up and go back to what I said with when you asked about the what and the who. I said they are the same, but you get to the who through the what. So when you first look through the what, the one God, the one nature, the one will, and then when you look inside of what that is, because you want to get to know God, and He gives you what that is, and it exposes itself as some seemingly distinct three different persons who exist in a relationship with each other.
Count them,
That's where
count
you
them,
find the who.
count
That's where you
them,
find the who.
count
You
them.
don't get the who.
Patrick,
You don't get
listen
the
up.
who before.
Patrick, listen
you
up.
guys are-
Listen up. Patrick, listen up. Listen up. Count
You're
them.
getting the who before the what, and I'm telling you
Patrick,
that's not the way we look at it.
Patrick, I know you can hear me. Patrick,
Yeah.
count them right now.
Okay.
Literally, count them. The Father is Father, one. The Son is what?
Mhm. That exists in the God. Yes. That
No,
yes. That,
follow along- follow
that
along-
exists
follow
as
along.
God. Yes.
Patrick. See, and this is where the conversation starts going around. Follow with me, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The Father is how many person?
The Father is his own, is the Father. He is the Father. That's how he is. That's his
How many
idea. That's.
Patrick,
Mhm.
how many persons is the Father?
You're talking about the Almighty.
How many persons is the Father?
The Father is one person.
How many persons is the Son?
The Son is his own identity within
How many-
the Trinity.
How many persons is the Son?
One within the Trinity.
How many persons is the Son? Patrick, let's
One
not be
within the
this
Trinity.
now. We were doing so great. Come on now. You know what the answer is. All right. One person, correct?
I do know what the answer is, and I'm telling you.
Okay. One person, correct?
Within the Trinity, yes.
I don't need anything else. One person,
Okay.
correct?
Within
many
the Trinity. Who are you trying to convince, me or you?
If this happens again, unfortunately, I don't want it to be like last time. You know what you're doing.
It's not about convincing, Patrick.
okay,
It's about
okay,
clarifying.
I wanna-
It's about clarifying.
So Patrick, follow along with me, okay? Just follow along with me. All right. How many persons is the Holy Spirit? And all I need is one word. How many persons? A number.
Define persons. I don't think we're using the same word. That's why I talked about special pleading.
Patrick,
That's why I
Patrick,
talked about special pleading.
Patrick,
That's why I
Patrick,
brought it. That's
But
why I harped on that.
You said
Patrick,
persons, though.
Patrick,
You used the word persons, so he
I'm
only said
Patrick.
persons.
Yeah. But I feel like we're straight.
Patrick, listen. At this point,
I'm
Patrick.
just gonna put him on mute. And Patrick,
No, I mean, okay. This is
there's a lot of there's a lot of talking over the brothers, right? When we're trying to explain an idea to you, right? Try to listen in. I tried to be slow. I tried to slow down my conversation with you. The brother was also trying to do the same. It's not going to help if you keep talking over us and you don't allow the other person to give their point to you. So if you want to understand, please slow down yourself so that you can understand our argument. Okay?
Okay.
Do
Okay.
not.
At this point,
Do not.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go anywhere with him. He's not willing to
this point,
listen. He just wants to
the moment
argue.
he